مش ماشيين ليه؟ هلو ازيكم؟ نبتدي بقى. Now we are going to begin with model exam 1. Is the screen clear to all of you? Huh?
Yep.
Okay, let's admit Fatma. Okay, now take 2 minutes to answer the dialogue. Okay, 2 minutes and only 2 minutes. So read the full dialogue, then begin to answer. Don't answer one by one. Read all of it first. Hello, Fatma. Okay, let's begin. Let's begin with Jana Atif. Number 1, Jana. Okay. When I called for Jana Atif, she left. Okay, Yasira. Begin number 1.
ثانية واحدة.
Okay.
I'm from France.
Very good. I'm from France. Number 2, Marim Shabe. Answer number 2 يا مريم.
ثانية واحدة.
Okay, take your time.
ممكن do you have come to Egypt before?
Do you have come to Egypt before? Okay. Wait. The answer is I do. So you are going to ask with do. Do you? This is number 1.
Do you?
You said do you have.
Do you have?
لا.
ولا have?
لا. First, if you are asking about if he or she came to Egypt before, this is not the answer. The answer is yes, I do. The weather is fine and people are friendly. So I'm giving you reasons why do I love Egypt.
Okay.
Okay. Huh? Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. So make your question, please.
Do you visit Egypt before?
يعني طب what about do you love Egypt or do you like Egypt? What do you think of this? Huh? What do you think of this? ايه رأيك؟ يعني أنا مش بسأله أصلا أنت جيت ولا لأ؟ أو أنت جيت قبل كده ولا لأ؟ ليه بقى؟ علشان قال إيه؟ Yes I do. The weather is fine and people are friendly. يبقى yes I do أيوة. وبعد كده قال إيه؟ The weather is fine. الجو جميل والناس حلوة. الناس friendly ودودة.
Do you like the weather here?
Do you like what?
Do you like the Do you like the weather here?
Do you like the weather here? Do you like the people or do you like Egypt? طب ما احنا الweather، انا بتكلم على الweather وبتكلم على البيبل، صح؟ بتكلم على الاثنين. فايه رأيك لو نخليها general ونقول له طب انت حبيبنا بقى، حابب بلدنا؟ Do you like Egypt؟ اوكي؟
تمام.
معلش انا عارفه ان انا جايباكي من السرير، انا فاهمه الموضوع ده. اوكي. نمبر 3. يلا يا جوجو، جانا أسامة. I'll stay for 2 weeks. I'm going to ask about the duration. I'll stay for 2 weeks. What is the question here? جانا أسامة.
هتبقى how many weeks will you stay here؟ ينفع ولا؟
How many weeks will you stay here? ماشي, but I ask about foreign sense by using. Do you remember? Yes, يا فاطمة. How long? Very good. How long? How many weeks? Okay. But what about how long? Can you form a question by using how long?
هتبقى how long will you stay here أو how long you're going to stay here, I guess.
How long will you stay in Egypt or how long will you stay here? Okay, thank you. 2 weeks. Are you going to visit Luxor? Jana Atif? Are you going to visit Luxor? You have space? Then he added, I will visit Aswan too. So is he going to visit Luxor or not? Jana Atif, do you hear me? If you would.
معلش السؤال ده لمين؟
لجانا عاطف. Okay يا فاطمة, you can answer. Jana, when I ask you, you can write in the chat if you like. Okay? Okay, Fatma. Answer يا فاطمة.
هي الإجابة هتبقى yes.
يبقى yes. Yes, I am. Okay. Yes or yes,
هقول
I
of
am.
course كده.
Of course. Sure. Very good. When will you leave Egypt يا سيرة? When will you leave Egypt? He said that he's going to stay in Egypt for 2 weeks. So anytime after 2 weeks. Give me a date in the future. Yasira. Okay, who can answer? The connection is bad, I think. Who can answer? Okay, we're back. Okay. Are you all with me? Ladies. Okay. Who can answer number 5?
Yes, we are.
Yes, you. Can you answer number 5?
بس أنا عندي سؤال في number 5. إحنا هنقول 2 weeks ولا أي حاجة تاني؟
After 2 weeks. After 2 weeks or next month, or you can give a date, future date. Okay? Okay. Let's go to reading comprehension. This is part 1 from the comprehension. read and complete the text with words from the following list. When we answer this question, you must read the full text without adding anything. Then you read it again and fill in the spaces. Okay? So take 2 minutes to read it first, then begin answering.
Okay.
Are we
يعني
back?
عايزة لو أنا قلت
Sorry for
no.
the disconnection. Let's go back. Read and complete the text with words from the following list. Okay. Who wants to answer? Who wants to answer? Yes, Fatma? Harringtons live in?
Rainforest.
Very good. And spend nearly their entire lives in trees. Sea turtles rarely. Yes, complete, Fatma.
Leave.
Leave the ocean except to lay eggs in the land. The polar bear is one of the few animals that can live in a polar
habitat.
Polar habitat. Frogs are, yes, Fatma?
Wetland.
Very good. Okay. So let's go to the comprehension. When we answer the comprehension, we first read it, all of it, then read the questions. After that, step number 3, begin answering. So take your 2 minutes to read the questions after that, and then answer that choose questions, only the multiple choice. Don't go to the rest of the questions. Just answer, choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Okay? Begin.
ميس هو يعني infer يعني give a proof.
Yes, infer, prove, or guess, or prove that this is correct. Sometimes you can do it from the text, and in other times, or in some other passages, you can give the proof from your mind, from your experience, life experience. Okay, so let's begin. What is the main idea of this passage? Yes, Yasira.
An Egyptian scientist.
Who is the Egyptian scientist?
Dr. Ahmed Zouri.
What did we know about Dr. Ahmed Zouri? Yes, ya Jana.
Ahmed Zawel was born in 1964.
This
He
is
went.
one. This is one. Number two. Okay, Jana, complete.
Ahmed Zawel lived in California and had 4 children.
Okay, number three.
Ahmed Zawel got the Nobel Prize in chemistry.
Okay, did he win 1 or 2 prizes?
2 prizes.
Very good. The first one is the Benjamin Franklin Medal. The second one is Nobel Prize. Very good. Was he popular?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Is he living now? Is he alive?
No,
Or he died, right? When? When
he
did he
died
die?
in 2016.
Very good. So this is what I do first in the comprehension. I get out all the main points or the main ideas of the passage. Then we answer the passage, okay? Let's go to number 1. Dr. Zweil won the Benjamin Franklin medal at the age of, yes, Yasira?
52.
Very good. Number 2, Dr. Zweil got the Nobel Prize in Fatma.
Chemistry.
Very good. The main idea of the passage is about Jana.
An Egyptian scientist.
Excellent. Now let's go to infer from the passage. Now, what did he want us to infer? What did he want us to prove? عاوزنا نثبت إيه? He wants us to prove that Dr. Zweil was popular. يبقى أنا I'm going to search for something that tells me that everybody likes him and loves him and knows him. Okay? Yes, Yasira?
He was popular since many scientists, students, and important people came to the ceremony and saw him receiving the prize.
Very good. Excellent. Very, very good. So he is popular. Why? Because a lot of scientists and students and important people came to the ceremony when he was receiving his prize. If he was an unknown person, then they wouldn't know. But they knew. This means that he's popular and well known. Okay, now predict how Egypt will be like with the help of the Egyptian scientists. I'm going to answer this question from the passage or from my mind and my experience and my ideas.
From our
My mind.
experience and ideas.
Yes, very good. So think about how Egypt will be like if all our Egyptian scientists work together and help our country. What do you think will happen? Yes, Yasira?
We will improve or develop many fields such as medicine and engineering.
Very good. This is one correct answer. Who can tell me another?
We will be from the biggest countries.
We will be one of the biggest countries, the richest, the more developed. Very good. Another good answer. Give me another one. What about the simplest answer? Our country will be better. Our country will develop more. Simple answer. If you don't know, just try to think, what will happen if this happens? What will happen? They will work together. So we will be one of the richest countries, the most developed countries, one of the highly developed and one of the top countries in the world. And if you tell me that we will be like America or like France or the United Kingdom, okay, it's an open question. Don't be afraid to answer an open question. Okay, now the last one is summarize the text in one sentence. When you summarize the text in one sentence, you do as we did at the beginning. You get the main ideas, okay, and try to put it in one sentence. So everyone try to summarize. Summarize يعني ايه يا بنات؟ يعني هنلخص. لخصي لي الدنيا كده، هو بيتكلم عن ايه؟ We said the main idea. We said the ideas in the passage. So now try to mix them together and give me one sentence. حبايبي الكلام على مين؟
محمد زويل.
Dr. Zuhail.
Very good. So I'm going to talk about Dr. Zuhail. Who is Dr. Zuhail?
Egyptian scientist.
Very good. يبقى the summary of my text is Dr. Zuhail, an Egyptian scientist, or an Egyptian scientist called Dr. Zuhail, won what?
The Nobel Prize.
The Nobel Prize, or two important prizes, and discovered the femtosecond.
بس هو أنا ينفع أقولها بطريقة يعني هو زيها كده اللي هي after studying and working hard Dr. Zuhail gained experience and won awards.
Very good. This is one sentence or two sentences?
لا دي one.
كل دي one دفترة. تاني كده وبالراحة. Slow down كده و tell me your answer again يا فندم.
After studying and working hard, Dr. Ahmed Zuhail gained experience and won awards.
Gained experience and won. He didn't tell you that he gained experience. I know that we understand this from the text, but it is not said in the text. You can say he won awards and made discoveries, important discoveries. Okay? Jana, Usama, tell me your answer.
أنا ممكن إن أنا أقول أحمد زويل's best discovery اللي هي الفيمتوثيرمي.
Okay, was this all that he talked about?
No.
This is the problem. You need something that is more general. Yani we are going to try to embed it or try to put يعني all the main ideas, or at least most of them. I need to mention that he made an important discovery, won 2 prizes. And if you add that he was popular, why not? But I need this, all of this in one sentence. Okay, so let's try to say the answer again, but in a more general manner. Who can tell me? Yes, Yasir.
ممكن أقول Dr. Zuhail, and well-known scientist, and his achievements in chemistry.
The well-known Egyptian scientist and
his achievements in chemistry.
And his achievements, what achievements? And he discovered بقى, and he discovered the femtosecond, which led to winning a Nobel Prize in chemistry.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Let's go to the vocabulary and structure. A or an space is a very high hill. Fatma?
Mountain.
Mountain. Very good. Number 2. He works for a charity. He is a or an. Yes. Fatma again. Oh, there is no one but Fatma and Yasira. Answer. Jana.
He's a volunteer.
Volunteer. Very good. Number 3. The prefix re in the verb reuse means Jana Atif.
Again?
Again, very good. The suffix al in coastal turns the noun into an. Jana Usama. What? I can't hear you. Coastal turns the noun into. Okay, who can answer? Okay, Yasira.
Adjective.
Adjective. Okay, we can form the adjective by what? By adding suffix like al, ive, ic, ed sometimes, and sometimes ing. Okay, and what is the adjective? The adjective is the word that describes a noun. What about adverbs? Adverbs, most of the adverbs are made by adding ly to the adjective. And the adverb describes the verb. So adverb, verb, but adjective, noun. Okay, I'm describing a noun. I'm going to use the adjective. I'm describing a verb. How is this verb done? This means that I'm going to use an adverb, okay? The synonym of the word protect. He can tell me the synonym of, or he can say simply the meaning of, or he can ask me by using replace. You can replace the word protect by what? The synonym of the word protect. Yes? Think. Okay, Fatma?
Save.
The synonym of the verb protect is save. Okay, what about the antonym, the opposite?
Destroy or damage.
Destroy or damage. Very good. The opposite of cause, the antonym of cause is Yasira.
اشمعنى يصير؟
Okay, you are raising your hand. Okay.
طب استنى افكر فيه ثواني.
Okay.
Result.
Result. Very good. Okay. Yes, Jana, you want to ask something? Jana Usama, you are raising your hand. Do you want something? Do you want to ask? Okay. Let's go to complete the sentences with the correct form of the words in brackets. Before you touch any sentence, you must first make sure, is it active or passive sentence? This is number 1. Number 2, make sure okay. Do you hear me? Girls, do you hear my voice?
بس استنى
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, so back to complete the sentences with the correct form of the words. We have some sentences, and sometimes we have questions. Before you touch any sentence or a question, you must ask yourself, is it active or passive? Is it present, past, past perfect, present continuous? Okay. And the third question you are going to ask to yourself is it a reported speech question or not? Okay, so active or passive, reported speech or not, what is the tense of these sentences or question? Okay, so let's go to the question. Number one, the national park is space by many tourists every year. Who wants to answer? Okay, Fatma.
Visited.
Visited. Why? Is it a passive or active sentence?
Passive.
Very good. Is it present or past?
Present.
Very good. How did you know that this is a present tense sentence?
Because there is
Is. Okay, and at the end of the sentence, the part you never reads,
by.
every year, by, yes, and we have every year. So this makes the sentence present. Okay, let's go to number two. Toa said that she space absent from school. Jana. Jana Atif.
She was.
Was. Okay, is it a reported speech question or not?
No.
No, it's indirect speech, right?
Yes.
Okay, how did we know? Because we have said that. And when we have past outside, inside would be past as well, right? مش احنا بنقول ايه؟ past برا, past جوه, right?
Go. Yes.
Very good. Number three, thank you, Habib. Number three, I'm eating a cake, Sammy. Who wants to answer? Yes, Jana?
Tell. Said Sama.
Said. Very good. Said Sama. This is correct. And why is that? I have the two inverted commas, يا بنات. أنا عندي two inverted commas, which makes it a direct speech. I also say that I have Sami and Sama. We have two speakers, right? But the two speakers can make it told if it is indirect. Yani if it is indirect, I will say Sama told Sami, or Sami told Sama. But here I have the two inverted commas. Yes, Yasira.
Have you ever visited Aswan?
Ever, because it's a question, right? Number 5. Jana?
What would happen?
What would happen? عرفنا منين بقى? How did we know that it's going to be would?
عشان came.
Very good. And this is if second conditional. Okay. Now, let's go to the writing. A review of the new administrative capital. This is a reading in your book, right? I want you to write a review about the new administrative capital, and we're going to revise it together at the beginning of our next session, inshallah. Okay? If you want me to read your paragraph, I would be happy to read it. You can send it to me privately on the WhatsApp, or if you want it to be read here in the Zoom, we can do this. But what's a review? A review. How do we write a review? A review is evaluation of something. يعني إيه evaluation? يعني I'm going to say the good points, the bad points, what I like about this. So I'm going to begin with an introduction, general introduction. Then I'm going to the body. And while writing the body, you are going to give me information. Then you are going to end by writing, what do you think about this? What do you think about the new administrative capital? Is it good? Is it bad? What do you think? And by the way, you are free to say whatever you like. How can I write this paragraph? You can open your book, read the context, the reading part of the new administrative capital, and then begin writing. Okay? Time. Today, I'm only going to answer one test because it was all of a sudden, and most of our students didn't join us today. But thanks for those who woke up early and came to the session. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was my pleasure. Inshallah, bi'Iznillah, from next time, I'm going to answer 3 tests. خلاص? So you can prepare test 2, 3, and 4. If you want me to send you the file, PDF, I can do that. Okay? Thank you. See you, inshallah, tomorrow at 11 p.m. 11 what? p.m. Okay? So it's going to be in the evening, huh? بالليل.
Okay.
خلاص? Thank you. See you next time, inshallah. Wait. Inshallah, from next time, I'm going to spice things. How can I spice things with